or you haven't reminded them enough times. So like one thing that you should be doing is ultimately sending them a personal invitation to each of those people about what your program is all about, why it's the best solution for them in particular, and kind of presenting a new opportunity that they didn't know before. So again, they've probably tried, like they're probably trying right now a current plan to get to that outcome that you deliver in your high ticket program. So it's important to kind of describe for them why is your plan, why is your offer different from everything they've tried before and maybe failed at, or why is it differentiated from all that other stuff that they might be considering along the way. So think of like all the events that you've gone to, whether it's a birthday party or a wedding or any number of those things. You didn't just show up on the day unannounced. You got an invitation in the mail, you got those details, you might have even gotten a save the date along the way. And you might have gotten that in several different modes and methods. You might have got an email about it. You might got something in the mail. You might have that person actually remind you in person. Really want to take that same framework for your high ticket program. Again, regardless of what it is, we want to send out a personal invitation to people and let them know what this is all about, why it's right for them, sharing some of those proof points of why people just like them have achieved success in what they're looking for. And sharing a little bit more, again, remind them a little bit more of the stories of the people that you've worked with and your own story as well. Most people think like, yeah, I've told my story so many times, they don't want to hear that anymore. But sometimes it takes 25, 30 times before it starts to resonate. People need those reminders because, again, they're inundated by information. So again, you might want to do this via email. A lot of times I'll do it via direct mail. I'll do it via DM, all those different methods. Like not everybody is reading every email that you send out. Not everybody is picking up the mail and paying attention to what's in there. All those different moments. So we want to get in front of as many of those people that have joined your email list, bought a low ticket product in the past, maybe joined one of your free opt-ins. We want to get in front of those people and give them an invitation. And what you're going to find is a certain percentage of your list is not going to need a 45-minute sales call to be ready, willing, and able to do that. They're going to get that invitation and they're going to reply back, or they're going to call a number on your direct mail that you have out there, or maybe they're just going to respond back via DM. And they're going to say like, absolutely, like I'm ready to join. Like how, like, where's the payment link? Like they don't need they don't need the full sales process. They don't need to go through the qualifying process, all that kind of stuff. Like you're going to have a certain portion of your list that, again, they're ready to go. Like to use some of the sports analogies. So we have a bunch of different playoffs and finals going through in soccer and basketball and hockey going on right now. And each of those different sports, they have a basket or a goal. And think of like those hell yes people are kind of like right near the goal. They're right in kind of near that goalie crease or right inside the paint in basketball. And all you have to do is kind of tap, they're ready to kind of shoot the basket. They're ready to score that goal. And all you have to do is kind of give them that assist, that kind of invitation, to get them in there. And on the flip side, you probably spend a lot of time, or maybe your sales team spends a lot of time with all those people that are clearly a hell no. Maybe they haven't articulated that yet. But anytime you send out an invitation and maybe you don't get a response from them, they generate no interest whatsoever. Let's not spend time with those people, or those people that do respond, again, with your high ticket program. It's going to be out of reach from a budget perspective or a monetary perspective for a lot of people. So we want to make that really clear in your personal invitation. We don't want to shy away from price. We want to, again, if you've got a 10K program, let them know in that invitation that like, okay, like this is going to be, maybe you don't have to share the exact price, but let them know this is going to be a 5-figure investment that's going to get them that specific outcome that they're looking for. And what that's going to do is like those people that don't have 5 figures sitting around, they're not going to respond. So you don't have to go through the whole process of jumping on a sales call only to find out that they just don't have the money. Like, again, a few weeks ago, I was talking to a coach that every single week she gets on 90% of the calls that she gets on, she goes through her whole process of, a 30 or 45-minute sales call, only to learn that that person that, was going back and forth and talked through like a perfect fit for this program. Like once she came up with that price of 5K, that person laughed like, like I don't have 5K. Like that's not important to me. So she was investing so much of her time talking to people that weren't a right fit, who weren't that hell yes type of people, or just weren't meeting the qualifications of who she was looking for. So within that personal invitation that you're sending out, like, let's not shy away from the price. Let people know. So if they do jump on a sales call with you, again, they're jumping on a sales call knowing is going to cost 5 figures. So, there's certainly people that will jump on a sales call and you find out at the end that they don't have the 5K, but it lessens the likelihood that you're jumping on a sales call with people that just don't have the money. And in my case, because I'm not jumping on sales calls with anyone, I'm having one-to-one sales conversations via email or DMs or things like that. I can kind of cut through a lot of those people that, again, don't have the money right now. It's just not the right fit. I can put them off to the side and say like, okay, it's not the right timing. Let's continue the conversation when it makes sense. And those people that are a hell yes, I can start to enroll right away. I don't have to spend a ton of time going back and forth with them. I don't have to spend 45 minutes on a sales call with them because they're ready to go. They have their credit card out. It's just a matter of getting the payment link, making sure they meet kind of the qualifications that coach is looking for. And where I'm spending the most of my time is in those people in the middle. Like, they're not a hell yes, they're not a hell no, but they've expressed some interest in the personal invitation that we've sent out. And I'll go back and forth with them, qualifying them, make sure they're the right fit for the program, make sure they're the right fit for that coach, answering any questions, objections they have along the way, and then ultimately putting the offer details in front of them and going through, sharing some specific testimonials about why this is going to work for their unique situation, handling any, again, around the price. Why does this make sense for an investment? What is it going to cost you if you don't join that program? That's super important. So really thinking about, like, in your process, do you have an ability to kind of separate those people that are hell yes, hell no, and how do you kind of deal with those people in the middle? And can you do that relatively quickly? Like, I can have hundreds of these sales conversations on a daily basis really quickly because I'm really going back and forth with them. I'm not spending my time 45 minutes on a phone call or a Zoom call with them. I'm just going back and forth with them at different stages of the process via email or DM and kind of moving them through where it makes sense, pushing people to the side that just aren't the right fit. They don't have the resources. They don't meet the qualifications. Hey, that's perfectly fine. We're going to focus on those people that are ready to enroll right now or have questions or have objections. And I really focus my time on them and less of my time on those people that aren't the right fit. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with them, but I'm just going to come back to them when I've kind of dealt with those people that are more primed to join your program. And what that does is that generates, 5 to 6 figures in terms of extra revenue, extra profits in your coaching business, fills up that unused capacity that you have right now in any program that you do have. But really thinking about, like, am I sending out a personal invitation? Does my email list, does my Facebook group, any number of assets that you built along the way, how can I send them a variety of different personal invitations so they know exactly what my offer is all about? Why is it relevant to them? What's the outcome that it can deliver? And giving them a general sense of the price. You don't have to put the exact price in there, but, like, what's the general investment? Let's not shy away from the fact that your program might be 10K or 20K or 30K. And in doing that, you're not going to spend as much time with those people that are kind of more freebie seekers, or just at this point in time, they just don't have the budget for that. And that's perfectly fine. We'll follow up with them maybe in 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, when it makes sense. But we're not going to spend a lot of time with those people right now. So think about, like, how efficiently in your sales process, even if you're working with a sales team, a lot of times I'm dealing with those people, dealing with those leads and buyers that the sales team has kind of given up on. And I'm happy to do that because, again, it's just a more efficient process to move through all the leads and buyers that you have collected over the years, have a one-to-one sales conversation with them without asking them to jump on a sales call or put any pressure on them. But kind of moving through with the right people to get more people enrolled in your coaching program, and generate some momentum, generate some additional testimonials, and kind of putting to the side those people that just aren't the right fit right now, and continuing those conversations when it makes sense. So hit that like button on whatever platform you're using right now. If you're in a business where you're doing a ton of sales calls and you're hearing, this is too expensive, not the right fit for me, all those kind of things, would love to have a conversation about potentially partnering up, especially if you have a sales team that has a bunch of different leads that they consider dead or have kind of given up on. Again, my process can kind of fit in without jumping on the toes or stepping on the toes of your sales team, generating that 5 or 6 figures of additional revenue, filling up some of your high ticket programs, and getting a better sense of, like, who's on your list, what are the different segments, what's the language that they use to describe the problems that they're dealing with right now, and where they want to go in the future. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on a future live.